Hey, what's up you guys? This is the start of my new series. I don't know what it's gonna be called yet, but you will know by the title of this video or by the intro you just saw. Basically, lately, I haven't been feeling well, and I can't get better unless I reach out for help and start working on myself. So I called a therapist yesterday, which was nerve-wracking. So this series, I'm really hoping is I can take you through the path of me trying to get help. This is going to be my experience, and everyone's experience is different, but this is mine, and that's valid. I want to tell you what I did yesterday to get the help that I need, and then when I get home from therapy today, I will talk about what happened in my first appointment, because people want to know what happens at your first appointment. And it's been a while for me, so I don't know. So I'm gonna go find out for you guys. So this will be like an investigating series, plus telling you guys what's been working for me. We're gonna talk about medication, we're gonna talk about therapy, we're gonna talk about support systems, we're gonna be talking about coping skills, we're gonna be talking about my recovery, we're gonna be talking about what's wrong with me, we're gonna be talking about everything. So if that interests you, please subscribe, because I'm gonna be posting one of these videos every week, or as many times as I can, because this is going to be more of a vlogging style. So this video is all about how I got help, or how I arranged the help that I'm getting today. I have been really bad recently. Lots of crying spells, lots of negative thoughts. I mean, not a lot of anxiety, but basically like really negative thoughts all of the time. Like you're not good enough, or you're not pretty enough, or you are a failure, or you're worthless, and thoughts like that, which is really unhealthy, and I haven't felt like this in such a long time. I really don't know what triggered it. 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, it wasn't last Friday, but it was 2 weeks ago Friday. I don't really know what happened. It must have been 2 weeks ago. And I started getting really bad suicidal thoughts. Nothing I would act on, because there's a difference between thoughts where you are planning and you are saying this is the day, or this is the time, or this is how I'm gonna do it. I wasn't thinking that way. I was just thinking about death, basically, or thinking that people would be better off without me. And these are really scary thoughts. And I've been dabbling with, I'm not sick enough to get help, but if I'm thinking like I want to kill myself and having all these negative thoughts, I need help. And a lot of people don't realize that. People think, you know, oh, I'm not sick enough to get help, or I don't have a very severe mental illness, so I don't need to get help. And reality is, if you are having suicidal thoughts where you think you're gonna hurt yourself or somebody else, if you are having very negative thoughts all the time where you cannot function everyday life, something is going on with you where you cannot function, that is when you need to reach out for help. And that is why I called my doctor yesterday. So what happened with the doctor is, I was at school and I was sitting in class, and I'm like, I'm just gonna call. And I was having so much anxiety in class, and I was saying to myself, I'm just gonna call after class. It's different when you call for mental health services. I think it would have been okay to be out in the open and calling the doctor for a physical therapy appointment, or a general appointment, or even a gynecology appointment. But for some reason, I felt really exposed calling for a mental health appointment. So legitly, I walked all over my campus trying to find a quiet place to sit down where there was no one around and call my doctor's office to make an appointment for a mental health appointment. And so I found a place at the very back of the school. That's how much shame I felt for reaching out for help yesterday. I had to go to the back of my school and call. So I have a medical number card, and I called the number at the back of the card like it told me to. Online, if you want to make an appointment, you can't make just a mental health appointment because it's a specialized thing. So you can only make a general appointment, a gyno appointment, a women's health appointment, an optometry appointment. Those are the only appointments you can make online. I don't know why you can't make a mental health appointment online, but you can't. So you have to call in and go through all that anxiety to get help. You have to fight for help in the system. And that's what I was scared of yesterday, and that's what I did yesterday. So I called the number on the back of the card. I was on hold for 20 minutes, and then finally a man, Alexander, answered the phone. And so I explained, hey, I'm calling for an appointment, and he explained, oh, you can just do it online. I said, no, this is a mental health appointment. He said, where have you been seen before? I told him where I've been seen before, because I have been seen before, but I had really bad experiences with that therapist, because not everyone is good at their job. I'm not saying every therapist is absolutely amazing. Sometimes therapists have bad days, sometimes they're just bad therapists, or they're not really into their job anymore, and so they're just there. And that's kind of the experience that I had with that therapist. So I told him where I was seen before, and then I was like, I'd like to be seen here again, and he said, we don't see people at that location anymore. That's only for adolescents and children, and because you're over the age of 18, you cannot be seen there. And I said, okay, that's okay. What can I do now? And so he gave me another phone number of a hospital a little bit down the street, like 10 more minutes away from me. The hospital I was gonna go to, or the center or clinic that I was gonna go to, was about 10 minutes away from me. This one's about 20 minutes away, but I'm okay with doing that. So then he gives me another phone number. I've been on the phone for like half an hour at this point, sitting in the back of the school. People are walking by me, like I feel like they're judging me, but I'm just like, you know what, I don't care. I need this appointment. I need to do this for myself. And I'm terrified of phone calls. Like, I know a lot of you guys are terrified of phone calls, and that's why you don't want to reach out for help or call the hotlines, because you're scared, and I get that. But sometimes we have to fight to get better, and that's what I was doing yesterday. I was calling people and I was fighting to get the help I needed. And so he gives me another phone number. I was only on hold for about 10 minutes, and then a lady answered, like, psychiatry, and I'm like, I didn't want psychiatry, I wanted just mental health services. And she's like, it's okay. So then she put me on hold again, and then I finally, after like an hour of just talking to people, finally got to a therapist. And she was a therapist that worked at the clinic or the center that I'm going to today. She was very sweet and kind, and usually when you call those places to make an appointment, they want to talk to you about your symptoms beforehand, just to see what they're getting themselves into, and so they know what to do when you come in. So she gave me like a screening, basically. It's kind of like just a basic mental health screening. She asked me questions like, what symptoms are you experiencing, which is kind of hard to answer. So what she did is she said, okay, I'm going to list a bunch of symptoms, and you don't have to go into any detail. You just say yes if it's true for you and no if it's not true for you. And I liked that because I was out and about with people around me and I was nervous and scared. So it was really helpful that she just said, just say yes or no, and if you don't know, just say I don't know. That's all that I did. And so she asked things like, are you having suicidal thoughts? Are you thinking about death? Do you hear things? Are you having flashbacks? Have you experienced trauma? Like, we went down all of these lists, and I just kept saying yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And I want to let you guys know, when people are asking you this kind of questions, be as honest as possible. I know that what you're experiencing in your head may be really, really scary, but trust me, if you're honest, they can help you. If you're not honest with them because you're scared of being judged, there's no help for lies. You won't get the help you need because they won't know what you need. When we went through that, and then she told me that they're an open clinic, so you just walk in for intake. And I've never had that. I've never had a clinic where you just walk in for an intake appointment. And then she said, yeah, you know, we're the psych building, just come in, this is where we are, just come in, say intake. And that's scaring me. For some reason, like, every core of my body is like terrified, because I know that you guys feel the same way too, because I feel like if I talk about suicidal thought, I don't want to be admitted. And I know that doesn't happen unless like you're severely suicidal and you're going to hurt yourself, which I'm not. I was talking to a friend last night, and she says that you're taking preemptive steps before a breakdown. And that's basically what this is I'm on edge and I don't want to fall in. And that's why I'm going in today. I have not fallen in yet. I don't plan to fall in. Oh lordy. So I'm nervous right now. My grandmother's taking me, and she used to work at the hospital that I'm going to. She knows people there, and she's worked in the psych department, and so when I told her where I'm going, I can just feel the tension. And she's like, oh yeah, that's the psych wing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm a mental health educator. I'm a mental health advocate. I'm someone who has experienced a lot of trauma in my life and a lot of telling my story. And the point of this series is to let you know that I'm still feeling the stigma. I'm still feeling it right now. And it sucks. And I'm nervous. And I want you guys to know that it's okay to be nervous. It's absolutely, completely normal to be nervous. Old Kristen would run away at this point. That's why I'm having someone take me. So if you feel like if making an appointment or going to do something like this, you can't physically take yourself, have somebody else take you to keep you accountable for your recovery, basically. And that's why I'm having my grandmother take me, is because I know that I wouldn't be able to go just by myself. I still feel bad about going to get help, even though there's no shame in reaching out for help. You should never feel guilty. I wouldn't feel bad if I broke my leg and went into the emergency room for help. So why should I feel bad about this? I gotta keep telling myself that. I hope you guys enjoyed the series. Please subscribe. I'm going to be posting videos like this once a week, and the next video is going to be about my first intake appointment. So if you're interested in that, subscribe and it'll be in your inbox soon. I love you guys. Please stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time.